All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today's Monday, October 4th, 2021. Just getting this video out a little bit later than normal. Markets have been closed for about 15 minutes here. And the end result of today was probably one of the most boring sell-offs ever. And I tweeted this out earlier that, market was, acting weak as we're looking at the spiders here. I said that this low pivot would probably hold, and it has. Market's coming just so slightly off the lows here. Um, and my reasoning there is that the market just wasn't really ready to break down. If we see some sideways action here, I would love for it to bounce up into that 20 MA, maybe into that 440 area. I think we get off a short at that area, but if we get a good bearish pattern, that could also set us up for a short as well. We just don't want to be chasing at the lows here for a short. That's really the bottom line. But essentially what happened today, in my opinion, is they just had probably a 428 Opex pin. So, the SPY has a Monday, Wednesday, Friday Opex every week, and this is just, it clearly just got pinned to this. And they used tech to do that. Tech is weak. Tech's been selling, and that's what they've been using to bring the market down. As we look at the triple Qs here. Now, the Qs are coming into some support, and they are a little bit oversold here. As we can see this trend line going back to last year, really, that is held up. Now, this probably gets defended. Now, this doesn't mean it can't break. I think that there's a good chance that tech is topped out, like somewhat on the, longer term, like more than a few months top. This top up here, I believe there's a good chance of that. But with that said, it is oversold right now. It's due for a bounce. You also have this 200 below. I think it gets a bounce of this trend line though, and we get some type of a move up. If we look at Facebook here, this thing just got roasted. This has been weak already, but there was the there was the hit piece on the whistleblowers and blah, blah, blah. There was news. That was just an excuse to get this thing lower, in my opinion. They wanted it lower for whatever reason. But, I mean, this thing's been weak. It was weak leading up to that, and probably not a coincidence. Google was also softer today, although it did come off the lows, defended that 100 MA. Microsoft was pretty weak intraday as well, but again, also held that pivot there. So some of these big tech names coming into a little bit of support. SMH here has the 200 MA, which has not been hit for quite some time. You got to go back to May of 2020. So basically like a month off of a month and a half off of the March lows, really. Like that's a long time. But this 200 MA is not as major as it really should be, because of how long we've you see how we've kind of grinded up. It's grinded up. The 200 MA is more major if let's say the 200's down here and you sell off. Whoops, use like a line tool here. Sorry. Say the 200 MA is down here and you sell off straight into that. That's when it's really major. But I mean, it's still important now, but it's much less important in terms of support for the SMH right now. But yeah, so tech just getting hit. Sectors of strength here. We'll get to energy in a second, but XLF doing very well. Again, coming back in a little bit, but still outperforming the market very much. XLE up big today. We'll talk about crude in a second, but another area that's done really well. Take a look, Southwest. AAL has held up a little bit of red today, but doing well relatively. United holding up well as well. Boeing, JetBlue, these airline names have held up really well, and they've actually outperformed the market a little bit. So we'll definitely keep these on the radar in the next couple of weeks. So the airlines are definitely outperforming, and that could be a sign of strength, a sector that we may want to get into if this market starts to firm up a bit. And then we have like the transports. Again, I still think the transports need to get down to 13,000 before they can really bottom out here. But they are holding up okay. I think FedEx has topped out though. I've seen this kind of topping sort of pattern before, and it's just getting brutalized. Can't get a bid here. And look at and this is what happens when you just grind up like this without any pullbacks. Is that on the way down you have zero support. So this thing won't have support probably till about 180. So FedEx is in a world of trouble right now. Speaking of stock that's in a world of trouble, everyone's favorite, Crocs here today closed below my level. So I said if this level doesn't hold, Crocs could be cooked. Now it doesn't mean it can't get a short-term bounce. It is, it has been down 7 days in a row, so it might get a little technical bounce. But it is possible the top might be in. I know, going out on a limb here. This stock is held up like a tank, but and this is just an incredible run. But that is the first real sign of weakness that I've seen in this since really the March lows. So keep that on watch there. But yeah, so we got to talk energy, obviously. So crude, what can you say? Getting through double top. Um, Again, it's defying all odds, all of my analysis and logic. I still think it's wildly overbought, overextended right now. But hey, it's holding up. So if you own it, just trail your stop and make sure you're protecting your longs. I still think it's got to do some backing and filling before it can truly break out of this area. But as of right now, now you do have a pierce of that double top, and we'll see if it can confirm on the daily time frame tomorrow. Nat gas also making another high today, but coming off of the highs a little bit. So you did get through Friday's high, and you were above that pre-market, and then we sold off right in the first thing in the morning, and that's come back in a little bit. But nat gas still holding up really well. But again, like I've been saying, it is pretty extended on the longer time frame. Look at the monthly there. But again, when energy stocks and commodities and stuff like that start to run, they can run really hard, and they can run a lot farther than you think for a very long time. Speaking of commodities, gold finally got off the lows here. So now the key to watch here is the 20 MA rejected, and do we go straight? Do we have a sharp move down, or does it start going sideways and start consolidating? If it does that, then it tells you it probably wants to go attack that 50, and then your next test would be this red bar high here, about 1803, 1804. Again, to reiterate, I like platinum the best out of all of the precious metals right now. This one has held up really well here, and had a nice little test candle today with some good volume. So that's a good little sign there for platinum. So platinum may be getting ready for a little move higher here in the near future. Well, anyways, guys, just gonna leave it at that for today. Yields basically flattish. Dollar coming back in just a little bit, nothing too spectacular, but overall just kind of an Opex pin sort of day on the markets there. But anyways, guys, take care. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.